we are trying to experiment. We are trying to figure out what new stuff we can bring to the market, not just to bring the same mechanics that are already in the industry. And by doing that, we also try to understand for whom we are doing that, which markets, like regional specifics and all that stuff.
This podcast is sponsored by Pragmatic Solutions, the player account management platform chosen by today's smart betting and gaming operators. Don't let technical constraints delay you from achieving your business goals. Expand your business, boost your margins, and dominate the market in any leading regulated jurisdiction with our powerful, flexible, and secure iGaming platform. Enjoy its extensive marketing tools, compliance protection, real-time data, and a wide portfolio of over 1,000 industry providers. It's time to upgrade your technology. Let Pragmatic Solutions show you the modern approach. Visit pragmatic.solutions and join the smart thinkers.
This podcast is brought to you by Pragmatic Play, a leading game developer providing player favorites to the most successful brands across the industry. With an award-winning multi-product portfolio of slots, live casino, bingo, virtual sports, and more, Pragmatic Play is powering up new possibilities of play through one single API. Visit pragmaticplay.com and discover your favorite every time.
Bingo, bango, bongo. We have Sargis Poghosyan here, the CPO of CreedRoomz, so good friends over there today. How are you doing today, Sargis?
Hi, Pierre. All good. Thanks. Hope same on your side.
Yes, everything is perfectly fine here. A lovely Friday afternoon. Winter has arrived here to Malta, and I bet over in Yerevan you have a nice, comfortable weather over there, I imagine.
Yeah.
Brilliant to hear. Well, very exciting news today, Sargis. Obviously, CreedRoomz, one of the leading live studios in the industry, and you've been building some really exciting things. You know, I had the opportunity to travel to Yerevan a few years ago, and you personally gave me a tour around the studio, and it was really inspiring to see all the great work you have done over there. But maybe you can explain from your perspective a bit, Sargis, talk a little bit more about CreedRoomz, the journey that you've been on in the last few years, the expansion, and kind of what you're trying to bring to the industry in general.
Sure. First of all, thanks for having me today. As you have mentioned, you have been in our studio a few years ago, and a lot has changed since then. I will go back for some years to showcase, let's say, so what we have managed to do within a few years. So, as you know, we are in the industry for more than 10 years now. We have been rebranded 5 years ago, and the CreedRoomz brand has appeared 5 years ago, in fact. But we were in the industry for more than 10 years. And during this period of time, we have managed to have the portfolio of all classic games in our studio. Now we have several studios locally based in Armenia. We are working on creating new studios abroad, and the first focus is definitely going to be Brazil. We already have the studio there, and we are working on pushing it live first quarter of next year. Now we have more than 200 tables in Armenian studios, and since your last visit, we made our main focus on the show games. As I've mentioned, we do have all the classic portfolio that is must to have for live casino brand in the market, but also the market is demanding more attractive, more fancy, let's say so, games, not only for classic players, for retaining players, for gaining new active players from slot era also. And that's why we, as also all other live casino providers, have huge focus on show games now. And since your last visit, we already have more than 5-6 show games in our portfolio, and we are working on pushing forward this line. And in fact, at this point, the main focus is show games, and we are going to have several big let's call them flagman games going live for the ICE early next year.
Brilliant, Sargis. And kind of the purpose of today's episode is to dive deeper into some of the more innovative games that you are bringing to the market now. And I think this is also why it's interesting to chat with you in general, Sargis, that CreedRoomz isn't looking to copy what they see on the market or to do what everyone else is doing. You are actually bringing some really exciting innovation and new features to the market, which is always something that we like to highlight. And when I came to Yerevan a few years ago, I remember one thing that stuck with me is at that time that you were doing live dealer with robot arms, for example, rather than an actual dealer. And I thought that was like something very different. How did that come to life, by the way? And why did you choose to do a robot arm as a dealer?
It was one of our experiments, and as you have mentioned, yes, we are trying to create something new, not to copy the industry standards, let's say so, to bring something new to the industry, and that was one of our experiments to go with that robot hands. To try to test to understand if the market will accept that kind of experiment. Unfortunately, we had to close that line, and we don't have it at this moment in our portfolio, but it gave us a lot of experience in doing R&D stuff in-house, creating new equipment, because it was implemented all from scratch in-house, and it gave us the capability of having R&D department inside CreedRoomz, which is now getting bigger, and this team is mostly working on creating and having new equipment built in-house for our show games.
Yeah, brilliant. And that's the thing about innovation, is when you try something new, you don't know if it's going to work. And maybe most of the times you try something new, it doesn't work. But then once in a while you hit that magic gold dust, and all of a sudden you have a new incredible hit. So on that note, let's dive into some of the more interesting games and features that you're bringing to market. First and foremost, I know that you have a really big kind of announcement on a live show game that you built for the last 1.5 years to produce, and that is being launched soon, right? Can you talk a little bit more about that game?
You're talking about Road to El Dorado. This is the game that we are going to launch during the ICE early next year. And as you have mentioned, we have been working on this game for last 1.5 years. In fact, the creativity part is something that, while when we are saying that we have been working 1.5 years, during this period, a lot has changed. So we changed even several concepts during already the prototyping part. So understanding that this concept is not fitting the market well enough. So there were a lot of tests done, and all that helped us to finalize the concept, to generate the new ideas for the bonus games of the show game, let's say so. And in fact, it's a money wheel game with 4 different bonus types in it, and each bonus game in it is a unique game which has no competitors at this moment in the market. So, and each game by itself has unique, interesting stuff in it that can even be like a separate game, standalone game. And as we all see, there are some cases when this is also coming to real life. So maybe in the future we will also have separated games with these bonus games, like standalone show games by themselves. And the overall idea, the overall creation of this game, it took more than 1.5 years. And again, there was a huge job done in-house with the R&D department, because there are several games that are with new mechanics, with new devices, and all these devices and mechanics have been implemented in-house. And this is also a huge time that takes to create, to test, to understand how it's working, to redo, change even the design part, so it will fit the whole concept. I think we cannot even deep dive within the games, as it is already going to go live soon. So as I've mentioned, it is a show game with money wheel. So everyone already is familiar to the concept. It's a wheel where there are a lot of sections, and half of them there are bonus games. And after the bonus game is triggered, we are switching to the corresponding game level. And one of the show games is that we have in is the Boom Blast, and the Boom Blast idea is mixed somehow with volatility choice of classic, not even classic like the last era slot games. So the player themselves, they can choose the cannon through which they want to shoot the ball. And the idea is that there are three cannons in the game, and you are definitely going to win already something because it is already in a bonus level, but you are choosing the risk you want to take. And if you are taking one of the cannons, the volatility and the approximate multipliers are already highlighted. So you can go no risky, guaranteed 10x to 100x, or you can go risky, guaranteed 2x to 1000x. So, and the cannons, they are shooting all simultaneously, and all the players, they see what the result was. So even if you have taken not risky way, you still see the result of the risky path that some other people have choiced. And this is also triggering the part that, I missed the chance. I could have taken the 1000x at this round. So this is just one of the games that we have, and all the implementation and all the part was done again in-house. We have a huge team that has been working for the Unreal Engine part, as again, as I mentioned, we are trying to enhance and improve the technologies also in our side. So having the chroma key, the green screen technologies and all that is already standard for the industry, and we are also working on that. And there are a lot of cases when chroma key is being used in our this line of show games, let's say so. Even the main game for this show game is fully based on the chroma key with Unreal Engine. It's like a separate huge game that has been implemented to be embedded in the show game. So one of the bonus games is Marble Race, where we have physical big marble track in the studio, and as soon as the players enter to this bonus level, so the balls are going down, and there are multipliers for each ball that is coming to the end line, and the players are choosing which ball is for them, and based on that get their own winnings. And this idea is also being promoted in-housely. So we are definitely going to have separate marble race in game, like a separate show game. And we are going also to have it, I will say it's some kind of insights, but we are going to have it tuned somehow for upcoming World Cup, because we know that next year is going to be the World Cup. And there will be a new game with the game Marble Race tuned that adjusted for the World Cup with balls connected to the football theme, let's say so.
Yeah, it's smart. I like it. It can kind of update and custom make some of the details for when there are these kind of big events happening as well. I'm very curious, Sargis, I mean, to put a game like this together and to orchestrate all the technology that goes into running a game like this is so dynamic, right? That one spin can lead to one particular mini game, and another spin leads to a different game, and a lot of technology involved in keeping this game consistent and without breaking and so on. I mean, how many people are involved to create a game like this? And I mean, the complexity of orchestrating a flagship game like this that doesn't just have the base game, but then 4 separate live games as well. It must be so much more difficult than just a regular standard like roulette or something like this?
Yeah, for sure. So we can consider each part of the bonus game as a separate game, and to have it like standardized, each separate game by itself, it's like complex stuff for at least 10, 12 people to work on, like studio part, development, front end part, uh, again the R&D part, because the R&D team is creating, for example, the marble race was implemented from scratch in-house with custom design, with marble track was built in-house. So there is a lot of stuff that should be done. The certification part is a
That's
huge
really hard,
tricky
right?
part.
Because like
Yeah,
marble races, like it's hard to simulate a million marble races, right? Like how do you
yeah.
certify marble racing?
Yeah, it's another secret, let's say, so that we are
Okay.
not going to deep dive, but we do have several the same devices implemented several times, so we can have simultaneous several results for the same track, which is identical. So it's again takes time, money, and if you want to have it as up, then you need to invest also. And you have been asking how many people have been working. So I would say at least 100, because
Oh my
we
God.
have huge team under development that mostly all of them have been involved in some parts of the creation of the game. Maybe not all the time, but they were all involved. And we have designers, we have product managers, we have also third-party providers for the equipment that for example, we do have the dice fight game, where again one of the games of the bonuses, where the dice is definitely, we are not going to produce the dice ourselves, so we have our third-party providers who provided the dice for this dice fight bonus game, where in fact, when the players come to this game, there is no choice for the player. So the system will automatically detect which dice has won, and the RNG will provide the paying amount for each dice. So like red and blue, they are fighting with each other, these dices. And at the beginning, there is a multiplier. So for red, it will be 50x. For blue, it will be 100x. And which of the dices takes the bigger number, the players will get payout for that dice multiplier. And again, there are a lot of small things that, like the studio construction part is again a huge job, that we have more than 15 people who have been working only on the studio construction part for this game. Like there are specialists for the sound, specialists for the video, specialists for the lights. So it's a huge project, in fact.
Yeah. And it all has to come together and
Yeah,
work,
we have.
without breaking from time to time, right? Like, is that a fear? And when you launch a more complex game like this, that one part of the
Yeah.
production breaks, for example, because
Yeah,
everything has to
that's
work.
why.
Right? Yeah.
That's why we have the duplication of the system on our side, just in case, which is running 24/7 next to the production. So if there is any scenario, somehow there is some issue that the production environment has, as you have mentioned, it's a huge project, and there is technology that for some part it is unique and we haven't had it live yet. So that's why we have also the duplication of the same environment, just to make sure that everything is working fluent. And if there is something wrong with the mainstream, we are automatically switching to the, let's call it, backup version.
Now Payments, the crypto payment gateway built for business. Accept crypto deposits with ultra low fees, just 0.5%. Zero fee payouts, full ramp support, and flexible custody options. Join Now Payments today.
Yeah. It's incredible. I mean, this is your absolute biggest flagship game, right? There's not even any production that comes close to what you have done in this case, right?
Yeah, this one is as you have mentioned, the flagship for CreedRoomz, and we have been investing in it a lot. And we haven't even talked about the main game, like the Road to El Dorado. The idea behind it is also that the final game, the main bonus game, which is just one sector in the wheel, is a huge pyramid of Aztecs. And when the players get to this level, they have each level of the pyramid is a lot of boxes where you have to pick one of them and go step by step to the upper level of the pyramid. And by picking the boxes, you are getting multipliers under each box. And there is also an opportunity to find keys under them. And if you manage to find all, there are several levels. If you find 3 keys, then you have extra X winning. If you find all 4 keys on the levels, and at the end all the boxes are open and everyone can see where the keys were, because there are different players and different choices. So even in one game there can be players who figured out all the keys, and of course there will be people who will not manage to do it. But if you get all the 4 keys, you will get huge multiplier on all the levels of the winnings that you have already had. So it will be, again, huge volatility, and the prices will be very, very high for this game.
Very, very interesting. Yes, I'm sure that you and the team are extremely excited to launch this game, and I assume also a little bit nervous to see everything coming together as well. But can't wait to see more things when you announced it at ICE in January. But this is not the only game that you are launching, right, Sargis? Talk about some of the other games that you are looking to bring to the table as well.
Well, as I mentioned, we are trying to experiment. We are trying to figure out what new stuff we can bring to the market, not just to bring the same mechanics that are already in the industry. And by doing that, we also try to understand for whom we are doing that, which markets, like regional specifics and all that stuff. And considering all that information, we do have several show games in the pipeline that we are working. Each of them is focused on either an area or focused on a game that we all are used to. For example, now we are working on a game like rock, paper, scissors, the old traditional game that everyone used to play in their childhood. And we have adopted this game, and we are going to have a dice game for rock, paper, scissors, where the players will be able to bet. Yeah, and I will not deep dive in the whole concept, but the overall idea of the game is that we are trying to adopt the old traditional, let's say, so our childhood games to live casino games, with using some kind of traditions of real life casino, like the dices, and mixing them with our childhood games, again, rock, paper, scissors. From the same line, for example, we can also talk about one of our games that is called Lucky Colors, which is a traditional game for Philippines, for Asian market, that region, let's say so. And it is very common for them. They are playing it on the grounds all over the city, so on the markets. It's, again, traditional game for them. And we took that traditional game, adopted it, and created the Lucky Color, which is the live casino game for their traditional game. Regarding, again, the lines that we are working on, we all understand that crush games are very trendy now. And we also try to adopt somehow part of these crush games. Like we do have a series of show games that we are going to put live soon. One of them is the Avi game, which is again based on one of our brands. As you know, CreedRoomz is part of Soft Construct Group, and we do have separate lines under our umbrella. And one of our brands, Popo Gaming, has its own AVI game. It's a crash game, and we have adopted and adjusted this crash game to our needs. And we are going to have a crash game in live casino with live dealer who is talking and discussing what has happened during the stream and all that part. And there is going to be crash behind it. Again, from the same concept, we also have the crypto market game. So again, same logic. There's going to be some crypto trends behind, and the dealer is going to talk, discuss, and entertain, let's say, so the players, while the players are making the bets on the crypto market behind.
So it's kind of like on the crypto side, it's whether, say, Bitcoin is going to go up or down in the next few seconds, something like that. Yes.
Yeah, just exactly like that.
Yeah, brilliant. And from your perspective, Sargis, which game are you most excited about, except for Road to El Dorado? Is there any of the games that you have upcoming that you particularly like yourself?
I think the rock paper scissors, and also we are going to present one more game during the ICE, which we call the choice. And the idea behind it again is coming from our childhood, where we were hiding rock in one of the hands, and you had to choose which hand is hiding the rock. And the game concept is exactly the same. The players should bet left or right hand, and the dealer will show in which hand the stone is hidden, and the players will be able to get the multipliers. There are again some mechanics that are there, like colors and all that stuff, and if you match some more information there, not just guess the hand, but also guess the hand and the color, which color rock is in her hand, you will get huge multipliers, like up to 100 or 200x based on the math at that moment. So again, from my perspective, this type of short instant winning games are the trendy part that are going to go viral. Again, we are investing a lot in big show games, like entertainment and all that stuff. But I think that this type of small, short, fast resulted games, they are going to win the market in long term.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting concept, right? That, like, on the one hand, it is a game that took 1.5 years to develop incredible complexity and this grand type of game, which we all know works. And then on the other hand, the games that are really trendy right now, as you say, are the most simple, straightforward, easy to understand, and minimalistic type of games possible, right? And it's interesting that trends are heading in both directions in that regard. That you have both the simple of the simplest and the most advanced of the advanced games that are becoming popular in the industry right now. And I wanted interesting games that are coming up, sorry. So then on the last part of the day, we also want to talk a little bit about features as well. So you're also including features in some of the traditional games like blackjack and roulette and so on. Can you talk a little bit more how you are innovating in these traditional games with bringing in new features to keep these traditional games exciting?
As I've mentioned, almost everyone have the classic portfolio in the market, and you can't bring new people if you don't do some innovation or try to enhance the classic games. And to do so, we are again trying to bring old traditional stuff to live casino. And one of the features that you are talking about is the gamble feature, that double or nothing. We adopted this feature from classic slot games to to be embedded in our blackjacks, and this provides the players the opportunity to double their winning of side bets by gambling it. So as soon as the player has a winning on the side bets, they will automatically be suggested to gamble this result. And if they go and take the risk, take the chance, the RNG system will automatically define if they succeeded or not. And in our scenario, it's not just doubling, it can be multiplied several times. So it can go up to 5x. So the players will be able to get 5x multiplier for their side bet winnings. And this brings the classic blackjack to another level where there are huge payouts, because on side bets, there are side bets that are already paying you 100x. And if you have also this 5x multiplier gambled on it, it brings the 500x payout for classic blackjack game, which is again not common thing in the industry. So we are trying to bring such kind of new ideas to the classic games to make them more attractive, to bring the players who want to play slowly but gain big winnings, like not high rollers definitely, but low level players who are betting small, but they try to chase the big winnings.
It's brilliant, Sari. So it's these traditional games that we all are grown up with in roulette and blackjack. We all love them and play them, and sometimes when a new feature comes in, it kind of reignites that spark to players to play the games that they love the most in a slightly more volatile way or exciting way, and so on. And it's always interesting to see when these new features is being launched. So. Very, very interesting, Sargis. And maybe as a final question here for you today, when you think about CreedRoomz in the future, you've been with the company, of course, and led the way for a number of years here. Where do you see the company going in the next 2 or 3 years? Are you expecting to do more bold innovation, like with Road to El Dorado, with these really grand kind of experiments that you are now pursuing on? Are you looking to build on that and do even bigger things perhaps? Or where do you see in 2 years, let's say, that the company will look like at that point?
Yeah, good idea. First of all, definitely expansion, because now we are working on expanding the markets that we are. Now we are building new studios abroad. So last 10 years, we have been growing. Mostly the studio was based locally in Armenia, where our main company is. But now we are expanding, we are creating new studios, we are building new studios abroad. As I've mentioned, the main focus for Q1 is Brazil. And by expanding the geography, by expanding the, I would also say the portfolio, the main goal and the vision that I see that CreedRoomz is going is to conquer the world. Definitely to have new show games. We are not going to stop on Road to El Dorado. We already have the new concepts that are in the pipeline. We are working on them. We are learning each day on doing this R&D part with Road to El Dorado. The R&D team has been established just 1 year, and during this 1 year we have huge success there. So we have already a capable team that can create from scratch an equipment that we can imagine on the product side, and we can just say, I want to have something like this, and they are doing all the rest. And this gives us the opportunity not to stop at anything. So we are definitely going to push forward our show game lines. We are going to, again, definitely adopt traditional stuff, bring new ideas to the classic games, and even mix some of the classic games with traditional. Again, I'm going behind the buckets, but
Yes,
so
I like
we
it.
are going to mix. sportsbook. We are going to mix sportsbook somehow with live casino. We are working on the concept that is going to mix live casino with slot games, even embedded during the live casino round. You will be able to play on a crash or bet on game in the same UI with very interesting and fancy way. So where I'm seeing CreedRoomz as being the leader of the innovating part of live casino games, because the big players of the market, they are getting lazy, and we are doing a lot of job. We are working 24/7. We are trying to adopt, bring something new. We are experimenting, and this is going to be our biggest advantage in upcoming 2 years, because with this passion that we have on our side, we are going to have, as you have mentioned, there will be cases then we will do some experiment, it will not work, but the experience with, again, robot hands, for example, shows that each experiment grants us new opportunities, knowledge, some kind of base also to work on that can be used in our upcoming projects. So I'm seeing us only growing, having new game ideas, new game concepts, and new show games, and getting bigger, because only in Brazil we are going to have approximately 40 new tables, and this is again a huge investment in our path, let's say so, to the industry.
Brilliant, Sargis. I love the very ambitious nature of yourself and the company over there, and I've got to experience that firsthand, of course, the incredible hardworking culture that you have over at CreedRoomz. And I have no doubt that in a few years' time, when we follow up on this podcast, that you will have achieved those goals. So thank you so much, Sargis, for today. Really interesting to hear the update, and I can't wait to see the games live and in action in ICE in Barcelona in a couple of months' time.
Thanks again for having me.
Thank you.